Hey there folks, welcome to another Train Sim World 3 video. Dovetail Games released another, what they're calling a Loco bundle. This time it includes a variant of two of the German high-speed trains, I think Class 37 livery. And then of course, the thing I'm only going to look at here today, the skid-marked BNSF SD70ACe. You can get this alone for $5.99 or whatever your money's is across the world. But here in the States, it's $5.99. I think before the price increase, it would have been $4.99. But if you want the bundle, which I will link below if you want to take a look at that, that's $13.99 for the entire bundle itself. But with this, you're going to get, of course, the SD70ACe with timetabling for Cajon Pass or stand-ins as well. So, of course, the SD70ACe is not new to the game, not by any stretch. It came in the Uncle Pete or Union Pacific variant for Sherman Hill. And it's here now in skid mark for BNSF. So it adds a little bit to Cajon Pass instead of the same old tired-ass, Dash 2s and the ES44s. Which came with it. But there are some weird things and notable differences, which we'll go over here in just a moment. But a tiny bit about the SD70ACe. I'm not going to get super deep into it. Obviously, a heavy-duty road locomotive, 6-axle road loco, built by EMD, which was the follow-up to the Mack variant in the line, largely built to meet emissions standards, was the ACE. This uses the EMD 16-cylinder 710 G3C T2, and then there were other variants as well. Prime mover at about 4,300 horsepower. There were a couple of variants as well, known as Thunder Cabs and ISO Cabs. So it would appear the numbers that they gave us here, man, it just got real foggy all of a sudden, were Thunder Cabs. For whatever reason, it's a bit odd because legally nowadays, your class 1s cannot run those as leaders because they're called Thunder Cabs for a reason. They made a ton of noise. They rattled a lot, shake, all kinds of stuff. They were just unsafe for the crews. And it seems like they gave us those numbers. Anyway, BNSF had over 600 of these things. They had a huge freaking order of these things. But what else is funny is in the media picture that Dovetail gave us for the BNSF ACE, it had 9386, which is a high headlight variant in very much particular. And the whole thing with this pack is they're like, oh look, we did some stuff. We brought the headlights down and changed some vents and grills and things like that. So yeah, we'll take a look at this thing. We'll go over it a bit here. Why is the weather super crappy here? Let's go ahead and reset the weather variables here. Why is it getting so froggy? Anyway, BNSF SD70ACe. We already had it. This is the Sherman Hill variant here. Watch out for that spicy camera work. This, of course, was in Sherman Hill. One of the things you'll notice right off the bat, this had a standard old bell. This variant here came with an E-bell, so they were good enough to change that. Or someone told them, I'm sure, and they were like, oh yeah, we better do that. But the number variation is odd, so I'm assuming the numbers that we're going to get are like 9330 through 9369. Which were the units that were the older Thunder Cab units. Now, not only is the major difference between a Thunder Cab and an ISO Cab, of course, the sound and the safety of the crew operating said locomotive, but there's a distinct line down the nose, which these do not have. So were this an ISO Cab, there would be sort of a line here right where this crease is on the schnoz here, going down the side, and that's just bare-ass flat, just like the Sherman Hill variant over here is. Of course, the numbers would be totally different as well. So it's a bit odd, the numbering they went with and the headlight change and all that. I mean, I'll try and find some good out of this. The livery looks okay. It is the BNSF skid mark livery, which is not the best BNSF livery, and that's just factual. H1 and H2 gang, holla. But yeah, I mean, it looks pretty good. It's got weathering where applicable, some streaking. The paint looks correct for the most part, as far as I can tell. As usual, we got a couple of new stickers on here. You can see the 3-point contact sticker on there. That's definitely new and not on the Sherman Hill variant. Of course, the E-bell, we went over that. So the headlights are different. So on these, it's got nose lights instead of the brow lights, like the UP variant over there. Look like spider eyes. So these are on the nose here instead of the brow up top. But largely, I mean, it looks okay. It doesn't look too bad, weathering-wise, paint-wise. Colors look appropriate. It's got decals here and there. But I'm assuming everything else is going to be largely the same. So back here, there's more venting. So this grate right here has got vents all the way down it, whereas on the Sherman Hill variant, it's only about half. So you see those there, whereas on the BNSF unit, they go all the way down there. And I believe these are different as well. The grate at the bottom there. Yeah, maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe that is it. Just the deal on the back there. I thought there was some other variants between the lights. The crew lights or the step lights are kind of, these are vertical. These are horizontal. The numbers are, of course, different. They're different roads. The headlights on the rear, on the long hood, as they're called, are pretty much the same. The BNSF unit doesn't have this little bit hanging out here. I'm assuming it's going to have the same horn. I think they all have K5 LLEs. I think some of them had Nathan P5s, but mostly K5 LAs. Now, when it comes to like square tag and round tag and all that crap, I don't know enough about horns as far as that. But I'm going to assume it's going to be largely the same as far as that. So it does look like they did change the lights. The numbers are weird. The fact that they're Thunder cabs and they don't lead trains in the States here now is a very odd choice as well. It's just a lot of weirdness with this pack. Like, they did a little work, right? But I guess not enough research or, of course, time. I think it's always about time with Dovetail. But we'll go into the cab here. Why did it get so foggy all of a sudden? Of course, most stuff looks largely the same. I'm not seeing anything in here that says BNSF right off the bat. There's some totes blind. Of course, it does not have the PTC screen or the aerials on top. We are now missing the in-cab signaling. So on the Sherman Hill variant, there's an in-cab signaling box here with road signals. So that is not in this model. Really, everything else should be largely the same, but let's find out. So there should be a radio breaker, or whatchamacallit, for the the cab signal. So let's see if we'll go ahead and set this thing up anyway, just to make sure. We'll run it down the road here, see if there's anything different. This thing is shaking, which is odd. Not used. Fuse cabinet. Alright, let's get that open. Nope. There we go. Right, here's our breakers. Breaker 1, 2, come back to me. Let's see here. Engine control, headlight, radio fuse, control, loco control, cab signal fuse off. So that's our doggy right there. Now, You know, I don't know if EMD built these across the board having that switch there. I don't see why they would if it wasn't going to use it. You know, it very much could have the spot, you know, just like these empty spots here in the middle. So that's odd that that's still there as well. Just little things like that. I'm not 100% if that would be there or not. So yeah, that's kind of funky. All right, so let's go run in the Union Pacific one. Just take a mental note, mental picture here. Okay, run. Here we go. Nope, we'll go this way. Yep, let's go this way. There it is. There's our cab signal fuse. I'm pretty sure that's what that's all about. So as you can see, the cab signal box, please close, thank you, is still there in the UP. It does say UP up here. I'm not seeing any BNSF stuff on that other one. But yeah, it looks largely the same. We got UP down there on that one as well. Were these plates like yellow and green and all that on the stand there? I don't remember. Let's zip back in there. Yeah, they were. So we just got no BNSF markings. I'm pretty sure BNSF does have markings in here. So one of the other things about this this new add-on, this Loco bundle pack, whatever the hell they want to call it, is we should get some new cars as well, which I have sitting to the right there for the keen-eyed viewer. So they're trailer cars or flat cars. I think they're 89 footers. And so these came with horseshoe curve for a lot of you that may remember. But we didn't see them. I don't remember seeing them at all. As well as, geez, there was something else. There was some other car. I can't remember. So these come with this. I don't know if it's like a route or a Cajon Pass upgrade, which, by the way, you do not need Cajon Pass to be able to use this. It layers into everything. So these are new. These trailer flat cars here. But it is kind of stupid because these are European-looking trailers. We largely don't have, you know, 3-axle trailers like that. So it looks a little funky. It also looks funky because they're all like the same damn color. So it looks a little weird. The cars look all right, though. This whole non-branding thing gets kind of old DTGX. But we're also going to get now the center beams. And these are your center beams, which are not new. For whatever reason, they've been missing in a lot of timetable stuff in Train Sim for the North American Freight. So those are now available as well. What is weird is I went and looked in the menu for the timetable services, and I couldn't find anything. I didn't look at everything, but most everything I looked at, I couldn't find anything pulling either the flat cars or the center beams in anything. It was just like bog standard ass, you know, Cajon Pass stuff. Cajon Pass manifest, which looked dumb as hell, as does a lot of North American stuff for Train Sim World. So those are new, but the reason I was able to place them down is if you go into your little scenario creator tool, you can choose your formation there. It should be up here as well if you're using the God Mode mod for PC only. I'd like to reiterate, PC only, not console. You can do it by going to your spawn for your timetabling stuff and type in CJP or SMH or whatever you want to type in, and it should bring up all the formations. But enough blibbity blab. Let's get in this thing and see if it feels any different, sounds any different, all that good stuff. All right, let's close that door. We'll leave that window open. Let's make sure these doors are closed here. So one other thing that's odd is like, you know, the sounds weren't too terrible when the SD70ACe came out with Sherman Hill, right? Because they were essentially EMD 710 sounds. But the problem is they're 710 sounds that are 12-cylinder. The EMD SD70ACe had 16-cylinder 710 prime movers. And so what they did, and by they, I'm always referring to, is dovetail. They just used what they already had with very little effort or work, the Class 66, which there are 78 variants of now within Train Sim World, probably, right? There's a shitload of them. So it's essentially that sound. Later, the SD70ACe Tier 4, which is the Greta Thunberg edition, some of those did get 12-cylinder, but largely they're going to be 16-cylinder. So the sound, while it does have that traditional yin-yang, EMD, you know, it wasn't right with Sherman Hill, and it's probably not going to be right in this instance either. So let's go ahead and check this. I'm assuming this is all going to be, yep, that's nothing. Nothing. You're going to have to cut in. We'll go ahead and turn these all the way up. Operator controls. We will lead cut in, so we're good to go. I just put it in emergency like a dumbass. Let's get that loco brake on, by the way. I didn't hear a lot of error coming out of that auto brake, which is odd. Alright, we'll let that equalize. We've got everything turned on here. Genfield, fuel pump, all that good stuff. Onboard lights, number lights. We got to press our distributed power and trailing unit button for our banking comm. So we got that on. I think we're pretty good. Elsewhere, this flickering you may see, again, I always like to note, with Train Sim World 3 videos that I do, I use DX12 because it runs so much better. Every now and then you get that weird lighting and texture flick. What the hell just happened? Okay, I went from like extreme London fog to friggin' desert clear. Let's see if we can turn these headlights on. So, one of the things I noticed with the new lighting that came with Train Sim World 3, it effectively killed any kind of headlights from the older iterations of Train Sim World. Because these headlights used to actually have a bit of color. They looked okay. They do not any longer. They're just bright, crappy, you know, just white with nothing to them. Alright, let's go ahead and check the horn, shall we? Yeah, I mean, it's okay. It's the same horn. You know, it's okay. It doesn't really sound like a fresh K5 double LA, because those things are loud as hell. And they're very sharp. Like, you know when you hear one. That's like one of the horns that I know that I'm hearing when it comes to, like, horns, because I'm not very horn astute. You know, those RS3s, P3s, all that good stuff. But it's just, you know, it just sounds kind of muted, kind of deafened a little bit. Sounds a little odd. I mean, it's definitely one of the better North American horns in Train Sim World, without a doubt. And then, of course, the E-Bell. Which sounds kind of weird, if I'm honest. It sounds like it's slowed down or something. So here's the regular old, like, tinny sounding shitty mechanical bell that's been on like every North American freight locomotive since Train Sim World's been a thing. And this is the new E-Bell. So that's okay. That's pretty good. I'll take that. I mean, at least they got that right. It looks like we are equalized up for the most part. So let's throw this sucker in gear and we'll go down the road a little bit. Why don't we go back there and turn that off? We'll go ahead and check the horn just to show you it's the same here as well. Yeah, so it's same deal. Forgot to look at the top here. It's going to be largely the same. On the UP, the SD70ACe is there, and the sniffers, it's down here. I mean, there's a lot of differences between the liveries, but we're not really here about that. We're trying to figure out differences between the actual locomotive itself. Let's go ahead and get that bell off there. Give her another nooch. I'm sorry, is this engine on? I'm not hearing any kind of rev. What the hell? On. We're the lead unit, cut in, it's not making any noise up here. WTF, man. The frig? It's just silent. I mean, sound, everything works. What the hell? There's no change in sound. There's no exhaust note, no rev. Listen, it's just air. It's just wheels on the steel. What the frig? Alright, hold the hell up. We're gonna throw this thing down. We're gonna do a total dingus move here. I'm just gonna jump off the sumbitch. And we're going to go down here. Alright guys, I'm not sure if something was going on with that scenario I tried to make. But yeah, the engines weren't revving. They weren't making any sound. You can hear some idling, but it wasn't our train. So I loaded in just a regular ass timetable run. Grain train from Houston to San Diego with most likely a wrong train number. Okay. So it definitely sounds like they're on. I guess one of the kind of neat things about this pack is it will pair up with the ESs. So you can see the ES44 back here, all in trail. You can also see the total difference in, which is kind of funny now that I'm looking, the total difference in paint color. Look at the color between the two. It's totally different. Okay. I mean, I know it's a different builder, but I'm not totally sure it should be that wrong. All right, we're gonna throw that in. Engine run, gen field, fuel pump. Number lights are on. Let's go ahead and cut us in here. Brighten that up because it's always super dim because the lighting is broken in Train Sim World 3 with older locomotives. Oppo controls, lead, and cut in. There we go. Alright, hit back. I'm going to throw the Indy on, and we're going to just dump the auto. That makes almost like zero sound. I know it's a little bit different than the GEs, but it's damn near silent. Even when the window open, the horn is super quiet. This is a K5LLA. Like, when dudes wear hearing protection, it's largely for the K5LLA. They're so freaking loud. Alright, so you can hear it go from low idle to high idle, so I guess the sound is working now. We'll open that to get the full experience. Make sure we're lined up. One of the things they did with the trains a couple of patches back last year, whatever, is they fixed the brake pipe and train brake overall to where it just happens faster. Because, you know, people were getting in the game like, what? The train won't go. You know, because they expect to just dump the brakes and just friggin' take off. It doesn't work like that. So Dovetail abided and lowered the time of equalization. It's just, you know, gotta be careful with what I say there. I don't want to offend anybody. Let's make sure we got our trailing units online with the radio. Headlights on. I'm convinced those number lights don't do shit. They look dark. So those are on, guys. Those number lights are on. Show you here. On. Those are off. Yeah, makes no difference. Makes no difference. All right, let's pull this sucker. Just one notch. Build our effort up there a little bit. Come off the Indy some. We'll give her another one. You know, I can't really hear anything because those Gevos are so loud. And I've got a mod which makes those Gevos sound better, so I'm just gonna do that. Total hogger moment right there. Alright, let's see if we can hear this bastard now. Alright. Let's probably be a good idea to get the independent brake off. Okay. This is for testing purposes, for science. Just to quickly go through this thing. I'm not going to sit here and wait for it to get up to 60 over the course of like an hour. So we're just going to go. We're going to listen. That sounds effing terrible. Am I missing something here? What the hell? I swear the Sherman Hill SD70ACe sounded different. Dare I say better? What the frig? This sounds like ass. This sounds like I just ate a shitload of Taco Bell sloppy fart. What the hell? Alright, let's check the Indy out. Full Indy. Because, dude, even the Class 66 doesn't sound this friggin' bad. And if I'm not mistaken, it recently got an update with some AP sounds. Probably not the SD70s, but... we got a little rubbing sound. Yeah, something is off with this thing. Something is way the frick off. Okay, so let's take a look at what you get. I'm going to click Cajon Pass. I'm going to click Scenarios. And let's see here. ES40, ES44. All right, so SD70ACe. Let's see. Manifest Madness. Join a heavy manifest trains that heads down Cajon into San Bernardino. So you do get scenarios. See, they like in the media and the articles, they didn't talk about any of this. They didn't say anything about the timetables. They didn't say anything about scenarios. It was just very vague because it's last-minute cash grab crap. That's why. Trucking along, I guess that's got the TOFC, trailers on flat cars. So that's what that is. And then, let's see, Twilight Train. Okay, so it does have scenarios. Why didn't they mention that in the articles? So let's go ahead and take a look at the timetable. Click timetable. I'm sure it has training modules, but I don't care. They're stupid and completely useless anyway. All right, ACE. So yeah, see, as you can see, this sweet ass gold medal I got right here. I did that with the ES44 because I do not play this very often, and so it literally just slots in with the ES44 stuff. So it I don't know if there's actually any new timetabling. It's just it swaps trains out. You know, you can have consists with ES44s and, you know, aces or vice versa, but it all kind of seems the same. So yeah, I don't know if I'd recommend this if anyone asked. They kind of got it all wrong with the numbers and giving us Thunder cabs instead of ISO cabs, which definitely would not be leading. It rarely happens when the Thunder cabs lead, and even that, some of these numbers in this number range don't have nose headlights. And oh shit, look what I just noticed. Look at the thumb image. It might be hard for you to see. You can probably see it on this one here better. It doesn't even have the nose headlight thumb image JPEG picture thing. Dovetail. Jesus H. Christ. Get your shit together, man. Quit this half-assed cash grabby stuff. This is pathetic. Look at that. I'll leave it there, I guess. That's it. I gotta go eat a Snickers now because I'm hangry. But that's it, guys. No, I don't recommend it. It's just half-assed. It's a repainted UP ACE, you know, with wrong numbers, wrong cab, and you know, it's not really worth $6. Maybe when it's on sale for like $2. Yeah. That's it, though, guys. I hope you found the video somewhat informative. If you thought I was bitching too much, sorry. Go watch somebody else that thinks everything's brilliant. But that's it. I'll see you later, guys. Take care.